Hey, quasi farmers. It's the farm here yet again. This is a quick update on these guys. This is our egg from Myshire. Now, unfortunately, it only looks like we had 10 hatch, which is kind of sad. However, it is the middle of winter, and they did have to ship in the cold, and it was a little bit delayed with the shipping, getting the eggs because of the peak season and stuff like that. So I'm not crazy upset about the low hatch rate. But all these guys are doing really well, except for that one. We're not going to look at him. But everybody else is doing so good. And we're going to work on moving them today to the brooder. And we're going to get that on film. Just hang on a minute. We have a transport box, a highly technical piece of equipment here. And I hope I don't lose anybody. I'm going to do the best that I can. This is going to be a very precarious thing that we're getting ready to embark on.
Because they are ready to go.
They sure are. And that's just a warning where the temp dropped a little bit below the 100. Going to set those guys there. Cover that back up. And now we're going outside.
Okay.
All right, so this is our brooder setup. It's roughly 3 feet by 2 feet. It's got a mat on the bottom. It also has wheels so it can roll around and stuff. We've got this fixed. We've got this brooding plate, a little bit different than a brooder lamp, a little bit safer, less likely to cause a fire, and this is made out of wood, so we're just looking after. It's hot on the underside.
Oh, it is hot on the other side.
But it'll get to the approximate temp that they need. They've got fresh game bird starter, which is higher protein than chicken, so you cannot feed them the chicken starter. I mean, they can eat it, but it's not going to be as good for them long term because it doesn't have all the nutrition that they need. And then we've got some water. I have not added any rocks to that. I'm going to add some rocks. You're going to want to add rocks to the water because quail are very tiny, and you don't want them to inadvertently fall into the water and get sick or drown, which could very easily happen. So now we're going to release them.
See, they immediately went for the warmth. They said, "I'm cold."
All things considered, going to move this a little closer because they are just exceptionally tiny. And it's cold. You want to pause it 1 second? I'll go get some. Okay, and now that's not like any kind of magical special setup. We're talking about just a couple of pieces of gravel so that in the event that they do step in the water, which you can see they're going to, they're just not going to get as cold and risk falling in and getting the chills or anything like that. Oh my goodness. But this is going to be their home for the next possibly 4.5 weeks, and then they'll be moved to a grow out cage. A little bit bigger, a little more spacious. Oh, come here. Oop. Get you some of that good food. He's thinking about it.
They are very adventurous.
It's not as warm as I would like. I am going to add a heat lamp at least for a couple of days, just because they're still really tiny and it is pretty cold. Okay, so did add the brooder lamp. Just going to provide some supplementary heat. I've got it set stationary on top of the wire so that it doesn't risk falling and getting the wood a little bit too heated. We'll check on them every couple of hours for the first couple of days, but they should be good. They don't eat a tremendous amount early on, which you'd figure they're really tiny, so even if they fill their belly, it's a non-existent little belly. Oh, and see, like that little guy's in the water. Gonna have to add extra rocks. It's exactly what I want to prevent.
It's taking swimming lessons. Look at that.
But
He's
it's
out.
chilly. And these are, as you say, the Christmas quail.
These are the Christmas quail.
Just look. They're so cute. No.
Oh, they're drinking. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. And these are jumbo whites, so they're a little larger than standard quail, which they're still pretty small, all things considered. But either way, they would be better for meat selection over eggs. But they're still super cute. And I'm going to go ahead and get those rocks right now before they...
All right.
All right, we just added a couple extra rocks just to prevent them from getting, hopefully, their wing or their foot stuck in there or anything like that. Ideally, just be able to get their beak in there and get the water that they need, and they won't get too cold. Oh.
And it should warm up a little bit once it's a
Once
little
the heater
warmer.
and everything gets going. We had the heater prepped, the heat plate, prepped for probably 30 minutes prior to them being put in here. So underneath it should be pretty warm, but this is an outside storage building. So the rest of the brooding box is probably a little chilly. So hopefully with the extra heat lamp added, it'll warm up pretty quick and they'll get active and enjoy their life.
I can't wait to see them grow up.
Me too. And that's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is the Quasi Random Farm, and we really appreciate you.
Merry
Goodbye, everyone.
Christmas!
Merry Christmas!